amazed by that. It's like you don't even know what's gonna happen in the morning.
I feel like I manifested no snow for this whole winter,
Like,
which I did not believe until this year about manifesting things.
right?
But now, from meeting so many babes and business people, I'm like, yes,
It's
manifesting. I'm
possible.
going to manifest no snow. The only amount of snow that I want is 1 inch, and so far it's been working.
That's
So
perfect. This winter has been like,
I'm a believer
I
now.
love it. Yeah. And the funny thing is like I remember this in the fall reading that this was supposed to be a really bad winter too. I was like, fuck, I'm just not
No,
looking forward to
no,
it.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I've done one other podcast before. How closely do you like talking to them? It was like extra loud.
Okay.
We were outside in Hoboken, and it was like the first podcast I ever. And everyone was staring at me. It was like, this is so much more comfortable.
Right. That's cool. Well, you can throw the headphones on, and you'll hear yourself. And main controls the levels anyway, so you probably don't have to sit that close.
Oh, do you have to wear the headphones?
You don't have to, but
Have to.
You want me to?
if you don't mind, if you'd like.
I'll do whatever you tell me.
If you don't mind, yeah. Say something.
It sounds like I'm in a
Yeah.
tunnel.
You'll get used to it.
Okay.
I am in a tunnel.
I'm in a tunnel.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right.
I like this because I can look at my hair.
Beautiful. All right, you ready? All right. Oh,
Ready?
so I got you all tagged up on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Truffle Rabbit, Jennifer Chavez.
Babes of Business. Babes of Business
Yeah,
NJ. Probably the main reason why I'm here. I'm guessing. I like this. I feel like I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like this,
Just
I'm not at one of my events.
kick
I just
back,
had to
relax.
sit here.
That's true.
I just get to sit here with this doll.
It's a nice change of pace.
All right, got that tag too.
All right.
Cool. All right, I'm hitting the live button. Careful what you say from this point forward.
No
Good
cursing.
deal.
No,
Yeah.
that's up to him, but I think we've had some.
We've had some colorful language on the show before.
Yeah, for sure. All right. hit
I'll
the
keep it
button.
PG-13.
All right, cool. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the MulletCast, the podcast where business and pleasure collide. My name is Evan Balmer. Today, our co-host, Mike Mercia, is out and about on this rainy, sort of snowy day. We're joined by Jenn Chavez today. Jenn is the founder of The Helpful Rabbit and Babes in Business. Check them both out online at thehelpfulrabbit.com. And you can find them on Instagram at The Helpful Rabbit, on Facebook at Helpful Rabbit. Check out Babes in Business on Instagram and Facebook at Babes in Business NJ. What's going on, Jen?
Hi, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm fabulous.
Excellent. So you're not buying all this story of people like having weather trouble and
It's pretty much just raining outside.
right? You had no problems.
It's beautiful.
That's sweet.
It's a lovely day.
You're on time. All right. So tell me how you got to launch the Helpful Rabbit. Helpful Rabbit. Would you describe as a full service branding agency?
Yeah, we do branding, websites. I do a lot of creative direction
Right.
and social media because who doesn't love social media?
That's right.
And it came to be, I guess, maybe about like 3 or 4 years ago now. I was just working around a lot of creative people, and I just kind of wanted to put us all together in the same spot so we
Right.
could work together. And we just started getting more and more work. And now it's evolved into what it is right now.
That's cool. So what were you doing before you started the Helpful Rabbit?
Before I started my company,
Yeah.
I bartended for about 13 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you lived to tell the story.
Yes, I did. So that's where I feel like I got to meet so many interesting people. And then especially I was working with a lot of women, bartenders, waitresses. And that's also, I think, how Babes in Business came to be, because I was like, there's so many people with so many talents, and not that there's anything wrong with bartending or waitressing. Like,
Right.
I did enjoy it at times when I was doing it, but I knew that there was something more that I wanted to do.
Right.
And the whole time I was bartending, I just started going back to school, started taking all of these classes, and I just wanted to see what else was out there. And I just had this idea for Helpful Rabbit where I was like, I want to put all these women together in this creative team, and the idea just started, formulating.
Right. Any particular spots you were bartending for long periods of time?
I did bartend on the boardwalk for a long time, and I also bartended in Miami, and I bartended in DC.
Right.
I've had like over 30 jobs.
Have you really?
I feel like I took all of that and
Right.
put it into like what I'm doing right now, which is why it's so easy for me to like network and talk to so many people.
Right. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, like I think that anything that you do, you take with you, and
Right.
I've had a lot of jobs, and I've taken them all with me.
So as a bartender, you can't escape talking to people, right? You are like
Yeah.
you're the captive audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Like, and you have to make it an interesting conversation.
Or
right?
you're probably not going to make any
Right.
money.
So that's a good skill. Because I met someone recently that does a lot of meetups, and they said the reason they host them is because they're terrible at networking. But when you get introduced as the host, people will come talk to you. So that was his like little hack for
Yeah.
how to like actually get comfortable talking to people.
I mean, the reason I started them was because I started networking for Helpful Rabbit.
Right.
And like the first one that I remember, I will never forget the first networking event I ever went to. It was 7 a.m.
Right.
in Red Bank. I will not call out this meetup, but I went. It was almost all men. There was one woman there. You had to stand up, talk about your business, and like say a sentence about yourself and what your company was, and give like some little nugget of information. And it was horrible. Like
Right.
it was just not fun. It was boring. Like, and then right after that, they were like, "Okay, it's $400 to join," and I had no money.
Right.
I like barely had a business card, And then I went to ones after that, and same thing. Money at the door, name tag, wander around this room, and like maybe go home with like a handful of business cards, and like you didn't even know who they were.
Right.
So I just kept searching for something. Like there was like there has to be something else. There has to be like a tribe for me, and I never found it.
Right.
And then that's how Babes in Business started.
Gotcha. So Babes in Business is a combination of things, right? It's part meetup and education. So what's like? How would you describe Babes in a nutshell to somebody?
Babes in Business is like a networking party.
Right.
It's for, I get this question a lot, who is it for? It's for everyone. It's for any stage of business, whether you just have an idea and you haven't started yet, or you're making millions. I literally have people that come to the event that are like making that much money, and they come there and they just want to learn and share their experience.
Right.
And it's panels, a group activity, shopping, food, selfie stations. It's just meant to be fun,
Right.
relaxed, like everything that a networking event is not, basically. You know what I mean?
Right. So you created by trial and error what you couldn't find, and you said, this is what I think people are looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it was what I was looking for.
Right.
you
So
know?
it turns out, I guess a lot of people are looking for it because your turnout is pretty killer.
Right.
You typically meet at Porta in Asbury.
We do meet at Porta every other month.
Okay. And then where are you the other months?
We meet there every other month. I have expanded to North Jersey now. I stopped doing it for a little while, and then they just were DMing me like crazy, asking when I was coming back. So I started doing it again. And now we do other meetups. Like I just started this one, excuse me for cursing, make social media your bitch.
All right.
That sold out right away, so I'm going to start doing that a bunch.
That's cool.
So we do other workshops. I started meeting up in the morning. We
Right.
do, I call it, I think Babe's Breakfast or
Yes.
something like that. I like to do all these other different sort of meetups for the members.
That's cool. I've been to a Babes event. It's definitely a lot of fun. I had a
Yes,
good
you
time.
have.
I
You
met
had a
some cool
table.
people.
You had a table at one.
I did have a table there. Met some awesome people that I still keep in touch with and like
Boys
very
are
much.
babes too.
That's right.
We do have guys that come to the meetups.
Right.
They come to the workshops. I had some guys come to the last social media workshop.
All right, cool. So dudes can feel welcome. They're not totally excluded.
It's about 95% women that come, but
Right.
guys do come, and we welcome that.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then so I've seen you do the breakfast. Is it always at High Voltage Cafe?
I do it there because I know Sonia.
Okay, cool.
I'm friends with Sonia and Jason.
Gotcha.
So I like to spread the love, right? Like
Right.
I want everyone to make money. Like I go to Langosta, I go to High Voltage, I've done stuff at Modine. Like I like to go all around where I
Right.
know people. I want those businesses to make money too. So that's, also my goal, like to go all around Asbury Park. And I know, Langosta's told me like, okay, we're a little bit dead
Right.
in the winter, so I'm gonna go have my workshop there. So I know that the waitress that's working that party, she's gonna make a bunch of money and
Right.
she's gonna be happy.
That's cool. That's sweet. So what kind of stuff are you doing at the breakfast events?
At the breakfast events, I know for myself, when I was starting my company, I taught myself a lot of stuff, right?
Right.
Like I taught myself everything I know about websites. I mean, I took some classes, but I taught myself a lot.
Right.
So for all these women who are just starting out, maybe they don't have the money to spend on a $5,000 or $10,000 website. So
Right.
if I go have breakfast with them, they come, they pay 35, or if they're a member, maybe they pay a little bit less. They sit there, they have me for an hour and a half. They can ask me whatever they want.
That's cool.
Any platform, Wix, Squarespace, MailChimp, whatever they want.
Right.
My brain, like I know so many platforms, and
Right.
it's just open to them. I'll just walk around. I'll set them each up with a project that they of their choice that
Right.
they need to do. They love it.
That's
They're
cool.
like, this is it. Like one girl, her website, it was a mess. By the time she left, her store was set up.
That's awesome. That's cool. I'm coming to one of those then. I have a MailChimp issue. Actually, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, this is probably before Make Social Media Your Bitch, I did a little Instagram session with you.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
and
yeah.
we definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
Got some good pointers on how to tidy up our Instagram, which we subsequently totally ignored because of you. Not totally, but like I do a lot of stuff you told me, but I'm not as I guess disciplined as far as like
Right.
staying on brand and with a particular message. Because if you look at my Instagram, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But you taught us early on like some cool hacks and tricks to do,
Yeah.
and So I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, oh man, I totally ignored everything she told me.
I know.
pretty
I
much.
want to do like another like not mean, but like a little aggressive like workshop. Like because a lot of people tell me they don't have time, so I want to do another one that's like you have the time, or I don't want to name it something.
That's
like
a good one.
because that's what everybody tells me. They don't have time, and I'm
All
like,
right.
you have time.
So, and you said this to me yesterday, and I think it was, I don't know. You know Brett Morgan? He was on here recently. Brett from CoWorks.
I mean, I know.
Right. So Brett said something that really struck a chord with me because I was like I had a lot of time issues myself, and it's like. I think he was talking about playing guitar, and he's like, I always thought I didn't have time to play guitar, but he's like, when I actually put it on my schedule
Right.
and said, all right, this is the time I play guitar, he's like, a magic thing happened, like I learned how to play guitar, right? So I'm like, dude, that totally makes sense. So
Yeah.
like, my like sort of big plan for this year was using my calendar,
Yes.
scheduling everything.
Yeah.
One of your buddies, Kelly Fernandez, turned me on to Calendly. I've got that working like a charm
Yes,
right
I
now.
saw that.
So it's like,
You're so tech savvy.
yeah, like money, like working with this stuff. And it's true, like stuff that I said I don't have time for,
Yes.
if it's on my calendar, like magically I do have time.
Right.
So you said you live by your calendar.
Right.
So how do you use...
Because you messaged me and you're like, hey, by the way, and I'm like, oh, come on, dude, I got a million dots on my calendar.
You're like, man, I live by my calendar. I'll
Right.
be there on time.
Yeah.
So how do you use it in your life, and what are you going to do for that seminar? Because I think that's really cool.
I mean, it's just like an idea I had because I feel like, it's the new year and a lot of people have been, setting goals and intentions, and I pay attention to my whole community. I see everything that they're posting, and a lot of things that I've seen are I don't have time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I hear a lot. So to me, that's BS.
Right.
Like, I wanted to accomplish a bunch more things for myself, so I normally get up at 8:30,
Right.
and to me, I'm like, wow, I'm wasting a lot of time. So now I get up at 6 or 6:45,
Right.
and before I came here today, I did that. I've already been to the gym, did my whole workout, got a bunch of social media done for like Asbury Park Bazaar. Like
Right.
I've had like a whole day before some people have gotten out of bed. So
Right.
that's like one thing that I've done. My calendar, like I already use that. Like I use the crap out of that.
Right.
Like,
So, like, did you have that planned for the day? Were you like, all right, I'm going to do social media from 7 to 7:30? Are you that
I mean, I
intense,
don't
or-
need to like. I don't need to plan it out like
Okay.
that for myself
Right.
because my schedule is already in my calendar. Like I
Right.
kind of already know like what I'm gonna do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sometimes I guess I'll plan out like what I'm gonna do
Right.
like for the day, but I don't need to like write it down.
No, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good.
I think getting up earlier is a huge one for me.
Right.
Like, I think that's good for people who like when people tell me they don't have enough time, it bothers me.
Right. It's interesting because I think.
I hear that a lot with social media. I hear it a lot with I don't have time. I run probably. I haven't even sat down and count, but I want to say at least 12 social media accounts.
Do you?
Plus my own.
Right.
You know, and I'm doing websites and I'm doing all this other stuff, events. And
Right.
so when someone tells me I don't have time, I kind of just like laugh. Like,
Right.
I'm like, you have time and you can do it and you can do it well and, you know, you can kick ass at it. Like, you have no idea what you're capable of.
Right.
And I'm like, and I believe in you and I know you can do it.
Right. So you still run social media for other companies, or these like for clients that you're doing it?
Yeah, or I manage people who do them.
Gotcha. All right, that's cool. So you mentioned the Asbury Bazaar. Is that a Helpful Rabbit client?
I'm actually a partner in the
Oh, you
Asbury
are?
Park Bazaar
Okay.
now. Yeah,
That's cool.
Jenny and I worked together a while back and did an event called Woman Made
All right.
because she knew I did Babes in Business, and we worked so well together on that. She asked me to be a partner in the Asbury Park Bazaar.
Cool.
So now I work with her and her husband,
Gotcha.
and we've expanded it and like doubled the size of it.
Right.
So I love working with that company.
That's cool.
I love Christmas. That's like my favorite time when
Right.
we do it because it's huge.
Yep.
So that's like a fun.
So you just had the Valentine's Bazaar.
Yeah, we did.
And then is there another one coming up?
Yep, spring. The Asbury Park Spring Bazaar is May 11th and May 12th, and
Right.
that'll be huge. That'll be in the Grand Arcade and in the hall. So it'll be like, I don't know, like 60 vendors each day or something,
Wow.
like at workshops, music, food. It'll be huge.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those events, for anyone that hasn't checked them out, I think is cool. It's probably like the same vision you had, I guess, in a way, when you were talking about like those networking events didn't exist. Like your traditional like craft market isn't so exciting, maybe,
Right,
and
right.
you bring in music and different events
Like
and everything.
workshops.
Right.
You can make like we'll have like a jewelry making workshop, a paint your fur baby workshop, and I plan all of that stuff.
Right.
So
That's cool.
you have time, people.
You got time.
You got time.
All right. So when you threw your first Babes event, was it received like you expected? What was the turnout like?
The first one ever, like, I feel like I love this story. It was pouring rain, and I was like, let's get 20 chairs. I'll
Right.
be happy if 20 people come. We threw it at somewhere where my husband was working at the time, the Asbury Park Moto Club,
Okay.
and 65 women showed up.
No way.
And we were like, holy shit.
Right.
And I am not a good public speaker, or at least I was not at the time.
Right.
I've gotten a lot better since. So I had planned to speak at the first one. So 65 people show up. There's not enough chairs, and people are standing.
Right.
And they're all staring at me. And my glasses like literally fog up.
Right.
I'm so freaking nervous.
Uh-huh.
Sweat is rolling down my neck. And I couldn't even finish what I was like supposed to talk about.
Right.
I was going to talk about social media. I had like a whole little thing I made in my phone for them to click on. And I look at the girl next to me and I'm like, you have to go.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I can't go. Like, I couldn't finish.
Right.
And, you know, she talked, the next girl talked, and then I had ended up, like, finishing what I had to say. But I was so overwhelmed at how many people came and,
Right.
showed up. And it was amazing. And they didn't even care that I messed up. You know what I mean? They were just like, thank you for doing this. This is so awesome. Like, right away, the Instagram had, like, 800 followers, which was, like, crazy. So it was just like, there is this need. Like, it wasn't just only me that was, like, searching for a tribe of people. It
Right.
was all of these other people too who came out in the pouring rain.
Right. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge because silly things like weather mess up events and,
Oh,
and all that
totally.
stuff.
Totally.
Right.
And like ever since then, like every event that we have has been,
Pack it out.
yeah.
That's cool. And then how do you choose? You have speakers at each event. Do
Yes.
you usually go with like a theme, or how does that work exactly?
I started theming it probably. I definitely figured it out more and more as each one went along, and now I have more of a system to it.
Right.
So I'll theme it like this next one coming up is about how to be an entrepreneur. Some of the women have one or two or three companies. So I theme it, and it has to do with like other things too, like what does your Instagram look like? How it doesn't, you don't have to have a lot of followers, but it also does help with ticket sales. So like little things like that, you
Right.
know. obviously, if I pick someone who has 50 followers and doesn't have like a good Instagram, that's not going to help me with ticket sales. You know what I mean?
Right.
So little things like that.
That makes sense.
Do help. And definitely theming it. You know, how to be a boss babe and, you know, grow your online store. Like that's something that people want to know about.
Gotcha. That's cool. So your next event's the 27th at Porta.
Yes.
And then in March 21st, you're North Jersey, I guess.
Yes.
Are you going to Jersey City? Or where do you bounce around a little
I
bit?
do Jersey City, Porta,
Okay.
right now.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. So what's the topic for February?
February is how to be an entrepreneur.
Cool. Who's speaking at that one?
That is Emmeline Love, Michelle from Gypsy Warrior, and Amber from Amber and Earth.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So your feedback has been positive then as you've gone on and done these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
keep coming back. And I didn't know, but you donate a portion of all your sales to 2 charities in the area?
Donating is super important to me. Yes. So $5 from every ticket that we sell is donated to, this year we're donating just to the Boys and Girls Club of Asbury Park.
That's cool.
Yeah. I donate to them as much as I possibly can.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of events do they do? Do you know? Are you involved other than donating or?
I'm like, please let me be more involved.
Right.
But I feel like they have like so many people, you know, doing things over there. But they did ask they need help, I think, with certain events. So like they asked us if we knew anyone that taught yoga. So like I hooked them up with someone who taught yoga. So I just let them know, like, I have this whole community of women. So like if you want to do a baking class or a yoga class, like I'm like, we have this whole community. So
Right.
it's at our fingertips. Just let us know what you need.
That's pretty cool. And then like a whole behind the scenes thing you do. I know you have the Slack channel for members.
Oh my God, that's like my favorite thing ever.
So how does that work exactly?
And I just want to say that this is like a total side note, but when I first started that, everyone told me I couldn't do it.
Right.
And I couldn't get my whole community from Instagram to Slack. So this is you can do anything you want to do message people. I funneled all my Instagram followers from Instagram, not all of them, but
Right.
I funneled a good portion of my Instagram followers to Slack, which I have since monetized. And now they're all on this app networking 24/7 if they want to. There's
Right.
all these different channels like barter, social media, mom babes, members only, startup advice. I was on it this morning before I came here talking
Right.
to somebody about the morning meetup. Like, when did she want to have one?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one of my favorite things to use. I just added Zoom to it so we could like all do video chat
Oh,
calls.
no way. That's cool. So how many people would you say are using that?
Right now I have almost 600 people on it, but not all of them are paid. I grandfathered in probably about like, I don't know, 4 something.
Right.
And it's like right now it's $10 for the membership. a
That's
month.
cool. But that's a large community, so
Yes.
chances are if you have a question, someone's going to...
Yes.
Have an answer
Yeah,
for you.
it's great.
That's
There's like
cool.
tax people on there. There's financial people on there. There's flowers. Like if you're getting married, there's makeup. Like there's somebody on there for everything.
Really?
Like if you have a question, obviously I'm on there for like tech and computers and
Right.
websites and all that stuff. So it's super helpful.
That's cool. So you said you can, basically, if you want to do something, you can make it happen. And you
Yes.
told us actually beforehand that Ming and I didn't know that you're responsible for the lack of snow this season.
Oh, I manifested it.
That's
So you're
right.
all very welcome.
Yep. So how has... I mean, you probably did manifest Babes in Business when 65 people come to your first meetup, because that's pretty huge. So, I mean, how have you like grasped or like welcomed the concept of manifesting things like since then to now?
They're teasing me right now, but
We're really not.
no.
I mean, maybe about the weather, but
Just from Babes in Business, I feel like I've been going to like a lot of different events and people have been talking about like manifesting things. And
Right.
I think before I was like, I don't really think I buy that. But like now I do believe it, and I do think like you can manifest things for yourself. And I definitely have always very strongly believed like you can do anything that you set your mind to. My parents instilled that in me in like a very young age.
Right.
Like I think my dad had me like running races when I was like 3. Like like you can do anything that you want. Like if you want to do it,
right.
just set your mind to it and do it.
Right.
Like I think that's why when people ask me, like, I don't have a business, can I come to Babes in Business? Yes, absolutely. 100%. You don't need a business. Come here, get inspired, get an idea, and then start doing it, like, the next day.
Right. So, I mean, so do you make, like, is manifestation like an active practice for you now? Like, are you very intentional about what you're doing and planning and...
I don't know if it's like a practice,
Right.
but I definitely think that when I think of something and I want to do it, I act on it.
Right.
I do it, and then I literally see it happen. Like, it happens.
Right.
You know, I mean, I feel like I could give you an example, but I don't know. I just think, like, if you want to do something, just, like, act on it. Do
Right.
it.
Right. So do you map out stuff, though? Or are you, like vision board kind of thing or anything like that?
I had a vision board class, and I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you must have encountered, like, a lot of other women doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
through Babes, right?
I have a friend, Jenn Chavez, who her company's Evolve and Ascend, and then I have another friend, Sarah Potter, who does, like, a color magic class, and I like that I like that. Like, I
Right.
like running into other people and, like, other bubbles who are doing different things like that.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. So, I mean, what do you have planned for this year? Like, what's your vision?
Expanding all of my companies,
Right.
like, at the same time, and, like, I know that I'm going to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I've already started, and it's only January, so
Right.
like, and I'm excited. Like, I set out goals for myself, and I'm already doing them. So now I'm just like, all right, what are the next ones? you
Right.
know?
That is cool. It's weird how, I mean, I'm definitely a believer in manifesting things also. And sometimes it, like, coincidentally happens. Like, I had two experiences. One is, like, we had to write this paper about your law firm in law school. And, like, I had all these ideas. And, like, I read it a few years later. I'm like, holy shit, like, I'm doing these things. Like, I didn't even realize it or think about it,
Yeah.
you know? And then even, like, budgeting, like, I had a plan last year. It was like, I'm going to, at this point in the year, like, budget for a second office. And just, that was it. Like, that was the only thing. And then, again, it didn't really dawn on me, but, like, I went back later, looked at the budget. I'm like, it's so weird is, like, I put this item in the budget for a second office. Like, I have a second office now. And, like, I'm
You
pretty
didn't
much
even
paying, like,
remember.
that amount of rent, you know? And it just sort of happens, like,
Yeah.
you know? So it is cool how that stuff works.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any stories of other people that attend Babes like that or that have, you know?
I feel like a
Inspired
lot
you.
of the women that started with me as group leaders,
Mm-hmm.
watching them grow, like, we've all grown together.
Right.
And it's been really cool to watch. Like, there is a barter channel on the Slack team, and I remember this one girl needed photos for her website, and she, like, bartered with me. I don't remember what I got, but I know that I went out on the boardwalk and took a bunch of photos with her, and she bought her son. And now she's doing weddings. Like, she's booked weddings for the year. She does workshops with me at the Asbury Park Bazaar.
Right.
She's still a group leader at Babes in Business, yeah, she's doing workshops all over, like, at all of the cool places, like, around. So now she's gone from, like, probably wasn't doing that much to, like, now her year is, like, full.
Wow.
Like, and it's already, you know, it's only January.
Right.
So, and I feel like that's the case for, like, all of the girls who are group leaders, you know, for Babes in Business. So
Right.
it's really cool to watch them all kind of grow at the same time. Like, it's been amazing to watch them all.
That's cool. So your group leaders lead, like, breakout sessions during
Yeah,
your meetups?
after the panel, they everyone gets a number,
Right.
and you go with that group leader,
That's
and they
cool.
ask you, like, 10 to 12 questions.
Right.
So you get to know everybody.
So how do people become group leaders?
That's funny, actually. When I first decided to do it, I didn't know who to pick, so I had worked at Anthropology for a really long time.
Right.
Just, like, on the weekends for, like, years to get that awesome discount. And all of the group leaders, almost all of them, were people that I knew from Anthropology,
Oh,
like,
no
friends
way.
of mine.
Really?
So, like, I had brought them along,
That's cool.
and they all did it for me. Like, they
Right.
all were like, yeah, okay. Like, you
That's
know what I
cool.
mean? And then, like, then I brought some of them to the Asbury Park Bazaar. So it's just, like, kind
Right.
of this, like...
That's interesting. So, I mean, I think that's a cool reminder, too, is, like, you know, you pulled all these skills from like bartending, like anthropology paid off in ways you never would have thought then, right?
Yeah.
Like so that's pretty interesting. Like
Yeah.
so you always get something from every
I
experience.
want to like bring if you want to come along with me,
Right.
I want to bring you along with me.
That's cool.
Like if you want to be successful and you know what I mean, you're a hustler, like
Right.
let's go. We're all going together.
That's
right?
sweet. Very cool. That's pretty awesome. I really like that. What other kind of Babes events didn't we touch on?
I feel like
We hit it all. The
you
Slack
got
channel,
them. I feel like you got them all.
the breakfast, the meetups. That's cool. Any Babe success stories you can think of? I mean, you just told us one about the photographer, but anyone else that sticks out that
Sierra, the Bryn Bags, you
Yeah,
interviewed her.
we
She's
did.
killing it.
totally. She's a badass for
Yeah.
sure.
Carissa, her sister, also, I'm wearing her jewelry right now, actually.
I noticed that.
I'm
Actually,
like
that's a
a
nice.
I'm like always wearing like I have earrings on right now too from a different Babes in Business person or from a different vendor, but I
Right.
like love supporting and I'm like always wearing their stuff. But this is her sister's.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, she designs really
That's cool.
awesome jewelry and she's like blowing up too. But
That's awesome. What's her? Does she have a name for her line or anything?
Velvet and Slate.
Velvet and Slate. That's cool. That's pretty sweet. So is she a member of
Yeah.
Babes, basically?
Yeah, she's on. Just to be a member is basically to be on the Slack team right now.
Gotcha. All right, cool. How could people sign up for like Slack team?
There's a link right in our bio on
All right.
Instagram.
So go on the Instagram at Babes in Business NJ and check that out. Any other plans? Like, so I mean, to you, you started Babes like to help market your Helpful Rabbit company, right? In a weird way, has Babes like how do you divide your focus? Like now you have two companies. Like, you know, you were trying to basically build one, and now you ended up with two or maybe more. So where's your kind of your focus, and how does that plan like fit in with your future?
I mean, I guess I kind of divide them evenly.
Right.
Because I'm trying to expand Helpful Rabbit at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with an architect in the city or in Brooklyn right now to try and start branding more of the companies that he's like the restaurants and stuff that he's developing. So I'm still making more money with Helpful Rabbit
Right.
and doing websites and branding. So I still do a lot of work with
Right.
that. And then Babes in Business, my future goal with that is a lot of people have reached out to me in Brooklyn and Philly and North Jersey, and they're like, we want one here. And
Right.
obviously I'm only one person. So my goal with that is, wouldn't it be cool if someone else could open a Babes in Business and they could have, a side hustle and it would benefit them and
Right.
their business, and have other, like satellites or other, Babes in Businesses in other places.
Right.
So that's the goal for this year, to figure out how I can do that,
Mhm. Right, totally.
So North Jersey is going to be like the first trial where I see
Gotcha.
if I can do it, and then DC will be the next one because I have some women that want to start one in DC.
That's cool. In Jersey, North Jersey, you can, you're close enough where you can keep tabs on and be
I can-
involved
I
and
can check
get
it.
it rolling. Right, that's cool. But I guess like you've already built a support network also, like with the online network and Slack and things like that.
Yeah.
That, there
Yeah,
is
yeah,
some
yeah.
support there. So that's very cool. All right, so Mike's not here, but his go-to question is tell us about the back of your mullet. So you spend a lot of time working.
Yes, I do.
What do you do in your downtime?
What do I do in my downtime? I love going to the gym.
Right.
I do like to get massages. And I also really like to support my other Babes in Business people. Shout out to Jenn from MetaMade Yoga. I love to go to her events.
Right.
And what else do I like to do? I know I do work a lot.
You like these guys, I know.
I like to go to the movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to get outside. I like to just like go on like long walks or like hikes or whatever.
Right.
Whenever I can. My favorite place to go is Arizona. My family lives out there.
Oh, that's cool.
To Sedona and the Grand Canyon.
Right.
Absolutely love it. I like sneak out there whenever I can.
That's cool.
I'm trying to get out there again soon.
Have you been down the canyon?
I walked I think we walked 5 miles down and back up.
No way. That's
But
cool.
my goal is to like do the whole thing down and up in one day.
Right.
So
That's pretty cool.
I'm like, I think I'm in pretty good shape, and
Right.
I want to do it in the spring. My aunt's gonna kill me.
This
'cause
spring you wanna
She
do it?
doesn't want to do it.
Oh, really?
But she's done it a bunch of times.
Has she really?
Yeah.
No, she's got
Because
to do it then.
she lives there.
Right.
It's so nice there.
I can imagine. I've never been. That's got to be cool.
No, you've never been?
I've been to Arizona, not to the Grand Canyon.
The
but-
Grand Canyon, and I think Sedona's my favorite.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet. Yeah, it's cool. Out there.
It like feels good to be out there. There's nothing. There's no technology. Your phone doesn't work.
Right.
I think that's my favorite part.
That's cool. So you like to untap occasionally?
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that feels really good.
That's pretty funny. What about your husband? Is he involved in any of these business ventures with you?
Oh my God. I love my husband.
Yeah.
He's the best. When we started Babes in Business, so I design all of the t-shirts myself.
Right.
And then he screen prints them
Oh, no way.
downstairs in our house.
Nice.
So totally made in America. And like I didn't have anyone in the beginning to like help me sell anything.
Right.
So he would sit in the back of Babes Business and sell it all for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Like biggest supporter.
Nice.
He's awesome. So he was probably at like the first like I don't know like 6 or 7 Babes in Businesses selling
Right.
all of the t-shirts.
That's
for me.
cool. That is awesome. So are there other partners in Babes?
No, when we first started out, my friend Maggie and Sierra like helped me a little bit here and there with like setting up and stuff like that. But they both started their own companies and
Right.
just Sierra got really busy with Bryn, and my other friend got really busy with like her painting career. So it's just me running it,
Right.
and I've hired my sister Marguerite, she works remotely. She does some of the MailChimps and helps me manage someone who writes the blogs.
Right.
So it's basically me and like 2 other people who are doing like some writing for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So you think you accomplished what you set out to do?
I'm not done yet.
Right.
I'm still going.
But you got-
there's a lot more.
You got like the groundwork, the foundation is laid for
Yeah.
for what you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, good deal. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Anything else you want to share before you get out of here?
I guess I'll just leave you with, if you have a good idea and you want to do it, just start it. Start tomorrow.
I like it. That's definitely good advice if you got the idea. And then check out a Babes event because you'll find a network of people that maybe can help you get it going faster,
Yes,
right?
I would love to meet you.
You could learn from their mistakes. Your next event, the 27th at Porta in Asbury, 27th of February, 21st of March at Porta in Jersey City. Check out Babes in Business online, Instagram and Facebook at Babes in Business NJ, and The Helpful Rabbit at thehelpfulrabbit.com, on Instagram at thehelpfulrabbit. The breakfast events, any of those coming up, are they regular, or do you have to sign up for them on your website, basically?
You'll see them on the Slack team.
All right, so check out the Slack team online, too, and then get to one of those breakfast events at High Voltage Cafe. Jen, thanks a lot for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. My name's Evan Balmer. Find me on Instagram at Evan Balmer. Check out Mortgage Guy Mike also.
Bye, Mike.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Hopefully that wasn't painful.
No,
Awesome.
not at all.